Hello, my name is Craig Baldwin, sous chef from White Horse Village. For today we're going to be doing a rustic bruschetta over a grilled raisin and walnut crostini. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to grab our Roma tomatoes. We're probably going to need about 4 to 5 Roma tomatoes in this process. We're going to cut the ends off. We're going to cut it in half again. And we're probably going to cut 4 to 5 pieces out of this. We'll just stick it in the bowl right here. Next we're going to have our red onions that go along with it. I have a quartered red onion here. It's really not that important that you use a small dice with this because it's rustic. A rough cut could be fine. So we're going to do that. Okay, next we're going to chiffonade our basil. This basil is grown in our garden at White Horse Village, and I actually picked this basil this morning. So what we're going to do is we're going to give this a nice rough chop. It's not that important that you make this basil stringy at all because with the rustic look that we're giving this bruschetta, a rough cut with everything would be fine. So the basil's in, the tomatoes in, the red onions are in. Next we're going to add our basil infused olive oil, which is about 1/3 of a cup. Our balsamic vinegar, which is 1/3 of a cup also. We're going to add a tablespoon of minced garlic, and we'll have our kosher salt here for taste, and cracked black pepper. And now we're going to toss this up a little bit. And what we're going to do now is we're going to let this marinate for about 25 to 30 minutes in the refrigerator to allow the ingredients to incorporate. Okay, now we're going to cut our raisin walnut bread. We'll probably want to cut it slightly on an angle, about 1/2 inch. Next I'm going to brush it with a little bit of olive oil on both sides. And I'll season it with a little bit of salt and pepper on both sides as well. Okay, now we're going to grab our bread. We're going to place it on the grill. Most people could use olive oil, salt and pepper, and put this in the oven. Either way is fine. I like to do it more for aesthetics. It brings out more of the flavor in the raisin and the walnuts in that as well. So that's what we're going to be doing, probably for about 1 minute to 1.5 minutes to each side. And then we could just as easily turn it from both sides. And then it should be done in about 2 minutes. Okay, now we got some nice diamond marks on our bread. It's been on the grill for about 2 minutes now. What we're going to do is we're going to take it off now. And now we're going to set up our plate. Okay, now we have our bruschetta that's been marinating for about 25 to 30 minutes. Our grilled bread, grilled on both sides for about 2 minutes. What we're going to do is we're going to shingle it on the plate. We're going to take about 1 cup to 1.5 cups. We're just going to pour it right over the bread. Just like so. At this point, it's just a matter of garnishing. I'm going to grab some fresh basil that I pulled from the garden. Right there. I'm going to take some aged balsamic vinegar that I have here, and I'm just going to drizzle it right over the top. Then I'm going to take some Parmesan Reggiano, and I'm just going to garnish it over the top with it. And there you have it, rustic bruschetta over grilled raisin and walnut crostini.